All right, guys, today we're gonna go pick up two airplanes. One of them has had a bit of a hard landing, so it's in pretty rough shape. The other one, it's just in rough shape. But I think between the two of them, there should be enough parts there to get one of them up and flying. So stay tuned, we're gonna go pick these things up and get to work. Guys, we got airplane number one loaded up and ready to take home. We've also got a bunch of parts crammed in the back of the truck here. This is from both airplanes and actually some extras as well. So we're gonna take all this home and then we're gonna come back for airplane number two. All right, guys, we've got the airplane home. Now it's time to get this thing off the trailer and head right back for airplane number two. All right, guys, I've got the wings folded out. Let's give it a wash and see what this thing's gonna need. Some damage on this aileron here. There's a lot of damage here to this flap and to the other flap. So we're definitely gonna be sealing these control surfaces off the other plane. But this is how it's been sitting for many years in someone's barn. And you can just see how much dust is on here. It's gonna be very satisfying to clean this thing. But other than that, it looks like it's in decent shape. This aileron is also obviously pretty buggered, so that'll have to be fixed. The wing looks all right. I mean, this is pretty rough looking. It's gonna need a lot of work to fix all this kind of junk. But the frame of the actual fuselage looks pretty good so far. Haven't seen anything too concerning. All right, here it is, all cleaned up. It looks like I'm gonna have to recover the whole thing. There's some damage here. Looks like this wingtip has been hit somehow. I don't think it was a ground strike, but probably some pretty bad hanger rash. And then this looks a little messed up as well. So I think it's just safest to take this old fabric off and replace everything. These control surfaces are all being replaced with another wing I have. Tail, I'll probably change that out too. And then all this fabric on the fuselage is going to come off. It's not in really bad shape, but it's got patches all over it, and I may as well just redo the whole thing. And the frame is starting to get some really, it's really nothing, but it's starting to get some rust on it. So before that gets any worse, I think it's best to just take everything off, clean up the frame, paint it, and start fresh. And then I'll be able to inspect everything really well, because who knows what this airplane has even been through. So far it's looking much better with just a wash, but that means nothing because it's all going to be coming apart anyways and rebuilt. Hour meter only says 120 something hours, but I don't know if I believe that with all this damage everywhere, and there's like damage here. I mean, it's not in horrible shape. It would probably fly if it was running, but I wouldn't be the one to fly it, that's for sure. But overall, pretty good little project. I'm not sure when I'm going to start ripping it down, but it'll probably be soon. And then I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this motor. I'm thinking of swapping it already. This is a 50 horse Rotax. I might get like a 80 horsepower phaser motor, 4-stroke. That would be pretty cool, but I gotta look into it. Some of the stuff that the two planes came with, there's like, I think 2 extra rudders. Yeah, there's 2 rudders here. There's a whole entire vertical stabilizer assembly here. An extra prop. This prop has been ground struck though, it's no good. Got doors, extra doors, whole other cowling set, and landing gear. This is the landing gear that was on the crashed airplane, and it looks like it's pretty damaged. I don't know if anything's even going to be really usable from this, but this upper portion of the cowling looks pretty cool. It's a lot cooler than the cowling that's on the plane currently, so I'll probably end up swapping that out. There's like maybe a couple cracks here and there, but nothing too bad. There's struts, but they're obviously damaged as well. And there's some nice wingtips here that look pretty good actually, so those will probably get repainted and put back on as well. And there's a fresh windshield here for it too. Pretty sweet, some cool stuff. All right, the plane is in its new home, about to get torn apart, stripped down to the frame, and then put all back together. So this covering is in decent shape, but it's about 23 years old now, and it's starting to show its age. There's all kinds of little patches and stuff on it. Underneath here is pretty bad. It's got some holes in it and stuff. So yeah, it's all gonna come off. It's pretty rough. So also the frame has got some rust starting, and it's just not very pretty. So it's all gonna come apart. The frame can be paint stripped, and then it will be off to the powder coating shop to get a fresh new coat of paint on there. I'm thinking black, and then maybe a silver for the skin. Well, you can definitely tell that this thing's been sitting in a barn for a while. You can see all this dust and dirt in here, all kinds of debris. It's completely filthy. Probably adds another pound just in all the random little junk that's in here. Okay, before I remove this engine and the prop and gearbox and all this stuff, I'm just going to check to make sure that this starter is going to work, because that's going to be going on the new motor. Let's see if this electric starter is going to work. I've got it hooked up to a truck battery over here. It's a little overkill, but it'll be fine. As long as the volts are the same, it should turn over. So just make sure the prop's nice and clear. And let's see what happens. Nice. That looks pretty good. I also took the spark plugs out so that it would turn over a bit easier, but yeah, it turns over no problem. So that's pretty good. Good to know. All right, here's where I'm at for today. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm calling it quits, but I managed to get it all stripped, and I still got to take out this floor pan and these pulleys and the battery connection thing, but for now, this is pretty good. I found some rust down here. It's not too bad. It's just the paint's kind of just chipping away. That'll clean up just fine. I'm not too worried about that. There's also some rust. I guess the covering on this landing gear leg was collecting some water down there, and that is pretty bad. So next up, I'm going to be working on modifying this frame and getting all my welding done, and then it's going to be off to get sandblasted and powder coated. Another thing I really want to do is extend this landing gear. I want to raise this thing for a few reasons. The biggest reason is just so that I can take off a bit quicker, and then also so that the prop has a bit more room to rotate. And there's a whole bunch of benefits to lifting this airplane up, but the main one is being able to take off a lot quicker. All right, guys, that's all I got for today's video. I've currently got the plane getting sandblasted and powder coated, so I've got some time to work on these wings, and I've also got time to get this YouTube video out. So if you guys liked it and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I hope to see you on the next one.